All right, folks, welcome back to DragonWorks once again. 1985 Kawasaki GPZ 900 Ninja, also known as a ZX 900, but it's a 900 Ninja. She is sweet. We got 18,000 original miles on it. Story goes, the customer used to run this bike quite a bit when he was young and rode with his friends, had a lot of good times. He had a family, and the bike's been sitting for 10, 12 years, something like that. So ran great when parked, and we're going to revitalize this thing, get it back to life. It needs quite a bit from sitting, but first things first thing I'll do is start getting it torn down, and I'll pull the plugs out and go ahead and put some Marvel Mystery Oil down inside the cylinders there and let it soak for a few days. Meanwhile, I'll be cleaning out the fuel tank, putting on a new petcock, cleaning the carbs, all that kind of stuff. We'll get the thing up and running, make sure it's going to run good. And after that, we got a bunch of stuff to do. The fork seals are leaking. Tires are rotted. It'll need all new brakes, typical stuff. He wants to be able to get on this thing and run like he used to, so we got to make it safe and make it be able to do 150 mile an hour or what have you. So just wanted to get a shot of it before I start tearing it apart while it's together. Really good condition. Sorry, I'll get you some stuff on the other side. You'll see that later. He does have the side cover and the lid for the tank there and all that kind of stuff. So he's got all the parts to it. Really clean bike. Really nice bike. This thing's going to be awesome going down the road, man. Okay, guys. It's time to get to work. What do you think of that, huh? She's sharp, ain't she? Well, we got just a little bit of rust to take care of. It's not too bad. You can see there in the opening. And then inside there. I was hoping it would focus down in there, but it's too worried about. There you go. Now you can see down in there. Not real bad, but we're going to have to treat it a little bit. Just get the rust out. I won't have to put a liner in it or anything like that. I got the seat pulled off, pulling the tank off, and get ready to soak the engine down for a while I'm rebuilding the carbs. Stay tuned. Well, I pulled the plugs out to put a little bit of oil in the motor, let it soak a little bit while I was rebuilding the carbs. And once upon a time, looks like they were getting ready to try to get her running again. It's got 4 new plugs in it, except that it's been a while since they put them in, because you can see the tip of that one's all rusty and they're a little bit corroded there. But all in all, the brand new plug's never been ran. As you can see, even the rusty tipped one, it's never been run. So, okay, just a little tidbit. Okay, guys, just like I mentioned earlier, I've been soaking these cylinders down for a couple days with some Marvel Mystery Oil, just preventively. Pull the spark plug out, put a tube down in there and squirt some Marvel Mystery Oil in each cylinder. Because what happens from past experience, you'll get damp air that's going up this exhaust, and it'll even go through the air cleaner, whatever, through the carb that way, and it gets in your cylinder. Over years of heating and cooling, creating condensation, everything else, the piston rings will actually get a little rust on them, and they'll rust to the cylinder because basically all the oil's gone. After it sits there for a while, the oil drains down, it's gone. It's just raw metal on metal, and the littlest bit of moisture will start to rust it. So what can happen is the rings can stick, and they're kind of brittle, if you hit them the wrong way, and you try to turn the motor over without soaking it, it'll snap the rings off, and then you drag the ring up through the cylinder with the piston, and it ruins the cylinder and piston and everything else. So this is just a preventive thing. I don't know that it was stuck. I don't even want to find out. I just know from experience, this is what you do. You just soak them down for a couple days and make sure. Now, if I would have grabbed that wrench and it didn't turn, I would have kept soaking for a while. Then I go to heating it up with, all kinds of ways of heating it up. And you keep trying, you don't force it. If it doesn't go, then you got to start tearing the motor apart. But luckily this turned just as smooth as butter, so we're good there. We didn't expect any problems. Like I say, this thing's low miles. What did we say it was yesterday? 18,000. So I wasn't really expecting any major problems or anything. So I yanked the carbs off of there. Let's see what they're looking like. I haven't torn them all apart, but let's see what they look like. All right, here you go. Not bad, but as expected, they're going to need some cleaning here. They're a little gooky. So you know that darn well that pilot jet up in there is completely clogged up. This is what the bowls look like. There's actually a pile of sludge in the bottom. Not the orange stuff, but that black stuff in that circle down there. That's the sump where the main jet sits in. So yeah, that's pretty bad. That's just all the leftovers when the gas evaporates. All that extra additives they put in our fuel, that's just terrible. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. I'm getting ready to get these apart, get them all cleaned up. And first things first, like we said, we're going to get it up and running real good first. And then once it's running, we'll address all the other problems. It's got a bunch of stuff needs to be done before it's roadworthy, especially on a sport bike. All right, stay tuned, guys. More to come. Thanks for watching.